The big fine levied on ANZ Bank, but was it really that big? ASIC, the Australian Securities and Investments Commission, is Australia's national corporate markets, financial services and consumer credit regulator. Grr. In other words, it's the government agency that enforces company and financial services laws to protect consumers, investors and creditors and to keep Australia's financial system fair and transparent. This week, ASIC hit one of the nation's biggest banks with a record penalty. ANZ has agreed it will pay the $240 million in fines after admitting to widespread misconduct across its bank in both its retail division and its investment bank. What did they do wrong? Well, two things. First, on the investment banking side, ASIC ruled that ANZ misled the federal government over a $14 billion bond issue. That one's a bit complicated, too complicated to go into here, but the regulator called ANZ's behaviour unconscionable and a $125 million fine was slapped on them for that one. On the retail side of things, ASIC found that ANZ failed to properly respond to hardship notices for years, misleading savers about bonus interest rates, and even charging fees to customers who died and delaying the handling of their estates. They copped a $115 million fine for that one. Now, the fines have still got to be approved by the federal court, but if confirmed, it'll be one of the largest corporate penalties in Australian history. But even so, many are saying that ASIC has gone too soft on ANZ. Now, I don't like corporate fines because ultimately it's the customers and shareholders who've got to pay them. They don't actually impact the people responsible quite as directly as they should. Some critics say that ASIC should have sought criminal charges against the specific bankers responsible for these terrible decisions. Criminal charges are harder to prove and make stick, but these fines aren't really going to scare anyone. To a bank that made a net profit last year of $6.5 billion, a fine of less than 1/27th of that amount can be written off as just, a cost of doing business, isn't it? You'd hope people would punish the bank by taking their business elsewhere. But even ASIC's chairman, John Longo, told the 7:30 report on the ABC this.
This is the biggest penalty ever that ASIC will be asking the court to impose on a bank with its admissions. That's 240 million Australian dollars on top of, as you say, Sarah, earlier matters. But this is a matter for ANZ. It's not to be laid at ASIC's door, misconduct or failures at ANZ.
Would you bank with ANZ?
Actually, I do bank with ANZ.
Any doubts about that? Looking around for a different bank, maybe?
Well, that's not appropriate for me this evening to talk about my personal banking arrangements.
I think you just did, though. So you have enough confidence to maintain your accounts with ANZ, despite them being grubby and all of the crimes that you listed?
They behaved grubbily in their discharge of their obligations as a duration manager for a very large bond offering 2 years ago.
You also said that they betrayed the trust of Australians, but you don't feel betrayed?
I feel very let down as a regulator.
And what about just as a person? Like lots of people watching you this evening, how should they feel?
Well, they should feel disappointed that a bank like ANZ can't manage its non-financial risk better.
Joe Longo, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.
That's John Longo, the Financial Police Chief of Australia there, sounding more like a spokesman for ANZ Bank at times in that interview than the man responsible for knocking misbehaving banks into line. I don't like gotcha journalism, but it doesn't really matter who he banks with personally, I guess. But still, a little bit more feistiness would be good to see, John. The banks, boy, they must be really scared of ASIC now. ASIC are very good at scaring and bothering small financial businesses. I've seen plenty of that through my career. But you'll have to show some more teeth with the big banks than that, John, if you want to inspire public confidence in your regulatory body and in our financial system more broadly. SmartKits Australia is a leading supplier of prefabricated home improvement kits, so you can do it yourself, save money and hassle. SmartKits Australia is the easiest way to improve your home and build memories that last forever. Buy online, customize your way, get it built. That's the SmartKits way. Decks, patios, pergolas, flyover roofs, carports, and insulated roofing, all prefabricated, fully engineered, and delivered anywhere in Australia. You can choose from hundreds of pre-designed SmartKits on their website, or you can go custom with SmartKits' in-house design team. Every kit is engineered tough, packed smart, and delivered free anywhere in Australia. And don't worry if you're not so handy. If you need it installed, they can do that too. Their licensed builder network can get you started even faster. It's up to you. So save thousands on your own 100% Australian-made smart kit. Build your own outdoor lifestyles with SmartKits Australia. SmartKits.com.au, a proud sponsor of The Other Side. That was a segment clip from our weekly Friday night news show, The Other Side, which you can watch in full by simply going to YouTube and searching up The Other Side Australia. Then you'll find our full shows playlist. You can also find all of our full shows and our segments on our own website, othersidetv.com.au. That's othersidetv.com.au. Help us build a whole new Aussie media by joining us over there and signing up for the exclusive side.